Okay. When you hear that music, you know what time of day it is. It is the Why Not podcast. I am your host, Mr. Bro Rogan, and today we have a special guest. We have a guest today I met through one of my producers, and I just want to, introduce her to everyone and let you guys get to know her, Miss Denice Poole. Let's get it.
What up?
Okay, Miss Denice, let's talk about it. First of all, go ahead and give your intro, what you do, what you're about, where you're from, and we can start from there if you like.
Okay. Well, my name is Denice.
Hey. Hey.
I am a performing artist, and I'm actually from Canada. So I am originally from, I say Vancouver. I was actually born in Burnaby, but nobody knows where that is.
Not at all. I've never heard of
but
Burnaby.
Vancouver. So
I never even heard
like
Drake say anything about Burnaby. Is that not the 6? That's like the 4. Shout out to the 4, Burnaby.
Drake is East Coast. He wouldn't know anything about
Right. You're where the Grizzlies played.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I knew the owner, actually.
Did you? What was his name? I remember.
Arthur. Yeah, he owned.
He also owned, was it the Canucks? No, he owned another franchise when he first started. I just remember everyone was pissed off that the NBA had 2 expansion teams based in Canada during that time. Because Toronto and Vancouver came the same year.
Why are they mad?
Well, we just didn't think basketball was a big thing in Canada. We knew it was big as far as hockey, but basketball. But we're talking about 1995.
Yeah, but basketball was invented in Canada. Did that blow your mind?
No, yeah, because I don't believe that.
Can you fact check that?
No, it's not. It was actually invented in Indiana.
No.
Someone lied to you. Joe, was it Joe Naismith?
Who knows what to believe on?
No, I'm going to tell you the truth. It was invented in Indiana. Am I wrong, Cole? Can we please fact check that? Because this where? Who's right? Joe Naismith invented it in Indiana. Am I wrong?
Nah.
Springfield what? Indiana.
In Canada, they put a basket and threw a ball in it.
Massachusetts.
No way.
So not Canada.
I'm going to double fact check that.
No. I knew it was not a Canadian sport.
I swear to God.
No, you thought that.
Look a little deeper.
No. Because that's why my mind was so blown, because I'm like, I thought I was like a sports guy.
No, I thought, okay, honestly, I really don't know where I learned that.
That nigga Drake be lying. Drake told you that. You probably believed it. And can I just tell you something about Drake? Did you know Drake put a book out?
I actually don't know much about Drake.
Well, I'm just going to assume you do because you're Canadian. Well, he put a book out, right? And I'm a huge Drake fan. So it was sold out, and I was trying to get the book, but it was sold out for months. Finally, I get the book. And when I got the book, guess what? Can I show you the book?
Oh, you got the book, okay.
Everything.
This is the book?
This is Drake's book.
Wow, that's not what I expected at all.
You thought it was going to be bigger?
I just thought it was I don't know, I just didn't expect it to look like a Scientology book,
Well, let me tell you how disappointed I am in Drake, especially as a Drake fan. So I get this book, right, after waiting a few months, right? It's just a bunch of Drake quotes and haikus. That's what it's supposed to be. So I get the book, I open it up. And this is what it's supposed to be, a bunch of, And then I turn the second page. Then I turn the third, then the fourth, then the fifth.
Stop.
I was sent a blank book by Mr. Aubrey Graham. So I thought, I went on social media, I checked TikTok, I checked Instagram, I checked all the shit that, the kids be on, thinking, is this part of the Drake joke?
Yeah, you gotta dump water on it, and
I'm
a
the
secret
first,
message will appear.
I am the one and only person to receive a blank book from Drake.
Wait.
I'm the only person with a blank book. And you see all these bite marks? I didn't think I was going to get the book because it took so long to come. So it was on I have a dog. I have 3 dogs.
So it's a mistake.
It's a mistake.
Oh, okay.
But can you believe, imagine you being a fan of anyone.
No.
Imagine you being a Brad Pitt fan and you're going to see his latest movie and the film is blank.
So did you tell them and get a new one and shipped, or what's happening?
I don't even care about getting a new one. My whole thing is, what type of Ponzi scheme are you you're sending out blank books? So Drake,
That's so sad.
like I've said, every episode, every time we film, I'm going to mention this. And now I have a
Just
guest.
Tell them you need a new one.
I don't even give a shit about a new one. I just want to know why. And I'm going to hold this against him for the rest of his life. Like, even if you send me a new one, what I expect your signature. I expect backstage passes, and I want an OVO chain.
It should be signed. It should be signed.
But no, so back to you. So what is the name of the part of Canada again?
So I was born in Burnaby.
Burnaby.
It's a suburban city that's right next to Vancouver.
Okay.
So most people don't know it because it's not like a metropolitan type city like Vancouver is, right?
Not
it's
at
just
all.
more suburbia stuff. So it's still big, compared to for Canada.
Burnaby.
Not for LA.
So you were born in Burnaby, and if you don't mind me asking, what is your nationality?
Like my heritage?
Yes.
English, Norwegian, Chinese.
Oh, shit. So she's very Canadian. Because I never met like a black guy from Canada or a white. Everyone I met from Canada was like, yo, I'm this, and that. This, and that. So it's just like.
It's a melting pot for sure. It's very diverse there as far as different cultures and stuff like that, especially in Vancouver.
Do they speak French there?
We do speak French.
I know they do in Montreal, but.
Yeah, Quebec is the only province where French is the first language.
And
Everywhere else, it's the second.
It's the second language. Okay, do you speak
and
French?
Nobody speaks it outside of Quebec. We learn it though. We have to learn it.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
National language.
Because it's like living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Here, like we
speak
have to
Spanish.
learn Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like mandatory. Like you have to have at least 2 years of Spanish growing up. So, and I understand that in Canada with the French speakers. But okay, so let's go back to you're born in in Canada, and then when did you first move to the States? Keep that in.
I moved here a while ago. Actually, I've been here for quite a long time, and
So you came straight from Canada to California, or were you somewhere before you landed here?
I came straight here. It was always my dream to live here in Los Angeles. I had an aunt that she moved here when she was younger, and we would like come visit her, and I was always like, oh, I want to be here. And I've always been, ever since I was little, like into movies. And that was always my dream,
So
like
you had the whole
acting.
Hollywood dream.
Yeah, ever since I was little, I was like, I'm going to live in LA, and I would tell everybody. And then, one day I just did it.
So when you first dropped off in LA, was it everything you thought it was going to be, or was it like surprising? You saw all the homeless people, was like, yo, and the gang members like, hold up, this is not like Beverly Hills 90210.
It was LA was definitely in a bad state when I moved, but I wasn't surprised. I had been visiting LA, for many years. I had friends that lived here, and I always like came and visited them.
Okay.
So I wasn't like, oh my God, it wasn't like a culture shock for me.
Not at all.
But what I wasn't expecting was how difficult it can be for people just moving here, especially when you move from a smaller city. LA is a monster, and it's a whirlwind, and it definitely chews you up and spits you out no matter who
100%.
you are. And, I was strong enough to get through all of that, but it was a lot more.
And
Can we swear on
Of
it?
course, fuck shit, damn.
Fucked up than I expected to be, like way fucked up. Like the U.S. was crazy. Like I remember this when I first moved. I picked up my friend from the airport. She was visiting me, and the first thing I did was hand her papers and say, "We're going to serve somebody."
Really?
That's how crazy America is. Okay, it is not like that in Canada.
No,
okay?
you were going to serve someone divorce.
No, not divorce.
Oh my God! I was gonna say that is so LA. Like I don't want to be with you anymore. Half of the fucking boat is mine.
No, it was actually this guy that had like sold me a car. And he had unscrewed the check engine light so that I didn't know there was a problem with it. And when I took it to the mechanic down the street to get it checked out, he was actually in cahoots with that guy. And he had it was like a whole scam. They scammed me. So I had to go and serve him papers and get my money back and just all this crazy shit because the car was a lemon.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is real shit. And this is coming from an LA native, and I have gone through this my whole life. when it comes to picking a mechanic here, you're not just picking one, you're picking 5. So let's say, like, if I brought one of my cars in to have the brakes done, right? Me not knowing, but this guy, he's going to fix my brakes, but he's going to also tell me my alternator is fucked up. You know why? Because his cousin down the street fixes alternators. So then I'm going to go and have that alternator fixed, and this is no joke. I'm being dead ass serious. I'm going to take my car to have the alternator fixed. Next thing you know, my check engine light needs to be fixed. Now it's an electrical. It is part of the LA grind.
I know it's bad. Like mechanics, especially as a girl.
Oh my God.
Like they don't think you know
worst.
anything about cars, right? So it's like, how are you supposed to know? Oh, your brakes need to be fixed. Like, I mean, I don't know enough to like check my own brake pads.
I was
You know what I mean? Like, I know enough that I'm not an idiot. I've had enough car problems. This is why.
But no, I'm telling you, like I'm saying, the mechanics all work together. But if you go in there as a woman alone, you're lunch meat. They're gonna chew you up, and that's sad. But
I have a good mechanic now, though. So
what's his name?
That I trust. It's Garage 54 in Glendale. Good guys.
Right. Shout out to, I didn't want to give them their proper, shout out to Garage 54 in Glendale. I'm going to need a shout out as well, guys. Okay, so you came straight from Canada to Hollywood because you had dreams and aspirations of being a famous entertainer. Now, what was your first, like, what entertainment are you in? Because there's so many. There's acting, dancing, film, photography. Which one were you into?
Yeah, so I do all performing arts.
Oh.
So that's why I when people ask, I say I'm a performing artist rather than an actress or a dancer, or because I grew up with performing arts. So I grew up singing, I grew up dancing, I grew up acting, and on the other side of it, I write as well.
Okay.
So I always felt really safe and at home in front of a camera. That was kind of, where I found my passion for the medium. But yeah, I trained
it all.
in all of that stuff growing up.
Okay. But if you had to pick one, which is the one you really want to succeed in? Like, do you want to be a writer? Do you want to be a dancer or an actress? Like, because at a certain point, you got to pick one.
Actually, I don't think you do ever have to pick one.
Don't?
I mean, I've lived all my life and I haven't picked one yet. So I think I'm living proof that you don't have to pick.
You don't.
But, I would say.
Because I want to be an astronaut, but then at the same time.
You could be an astronaut.
But what if I want to be a firefighter at the same time?
Then be an astronaut and then go be a firefighter.
Oh, you can be it all at once. It's like a, okay.
Maybe. Who said you couldn't?
I just always thought, like, especially in the entertainment industry, because I was a PA once. It's a production assistant, and I've worked on sets. I'm from here, so I know the industry back and forth. I've been in the music industry. I've done shit with movies, and I've also worked on set. And I just know at a certain point they tell you, when you become a production assistant, they tell you, hey, get up under this person, whether it's the director, whether it's the sound guy, the lighter, the gaffers. They tell you, get up under one because you have to focus on one of these trades. Yeah. There's 1,000 trades, but let's focus on one so we can make that one the thing. And
I've definitely been told that, right? I mean, the people love to tell you what to do.
They do.
So yes, I've been told that. I've been told, you need to pick one thing. And even when I first moved here, I had done a lot of modeling. I never considered myself a model, but I just like being in front of the camera and posing for the camera and wearing outfits. So I'd done a lot of modeling, and people were like, oh, no. If you're an actress, you can't show that you're modeling because they won't take you seriously. And honestly, it has been a stigma for many years. But I think nowadays, as social media expands and as influencers become, actors and more influential, like, I don't think you can even do one thing anymore.
No, not really. Could be. You know who really breaks that whole mode of you have to do one thing? It's Chris Brown. To me, and I'm not being funny, Chris Brown to me is the greatest entertainer in the history of entertainment because not only does he do a lot of things, he does everything at the top.
Yeah, if you have talent for more than one thing, and you have a passion for it, you don't have to pick something. You can pursue what your passions are, and that might be, might be acting and it might be singing too, or maybe it's something completely different that isn't even an art.
Which is true, but like, you know, if you're not really well at certain things, you can't just do everything. But the reason why I said Chris Brown is because he's great at singing. He's great at dancing. He's great at graffiti. He's great at basketball. And it's like, he's a prime example of you don't have to just stick to one thing. That's why I'm happy you said, exactly. And that's what I like what you said. And that's why I don't listen to what the fuck these people say in Hollywood. That's why I don't deal with Hollywood. I don't want to be involved in Hollywood because I'm tired of people telling you what you are and what you can do. And like you said, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it makes it easy, like more digestible for somebody to look at you as like one type of thing, right? Because then it gets confusing, right? I mean, sometimes it gets confusing for me. I have a personal Instagram. I have a DJ Instagram now. You know, I have a dance company Instagram, right? So yeah, I mean, is it easier just to do one thing? Of course it is, right? But would I personally be fulfilled just doing one thing? No, right? So it's my choice to do what I love to do. And if that's more than one thing, then so be it.
I couldn't imagine myself doing only one thing. Like, yeah, you see I have the podcast, I have a studio, but I do this probably maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah,
but during the week, I do several other things. It's like, I couldn't imagine myself just focused on like, yo, I'm just going to be a podcaster and hell no, dude.
It would get boring, you know, like if you did the same thing every day, only one thing, honestly, you'd get burnt out. And I think like for me, sure, if I had to say a number one passion, it is being an actress. It's my favorite thing.
Is it really?
I write to serve my acting. And, you know, that has been like, you know, my most like favorite times, like I'm on set and stuff, but I could never just do that. You know, those moments where I was dancing on stage or where I was just doing something, you know, like I would never trade those moments just to only do one thing. I think I would just get burned out.
It would really get boring. It would make your life just one lane.
Else, you know, especially as an artist, like we're creatives, you know, like our mind isn't meant to just do the same thing for the rest of our lives. Like even if we were to pursue acting and then, you know, let's say you had a level of that, you're going to end up wanting to do something else.
And Kanye been trying to tell you guys that for years. I'm not just a fucking rapper. I'm not just a producer. I am a creative. For some reason, he gets the bad. I love Kanye. I do. I hate him as well. He's an asshole. But like Kanye is a prime example of someone other than Chris Brown. No, I'm bringing up guys. A lot of you people are going to be like, how the fuck are you going to talk about him? I don't care. Who I like is who I like. I don't give a shit if you like him or not. But Kanye is an example of someone who just wasn't stuck in one thing. It's like, I'm not just a producer. I'm also a rapper. I'm also a designer. I'm also everything. So it's like, I get it, and that's why, like I was telling you earlier off camera, I got my daughter into ballet when she was 9 months. I also got her into piano. I also got her into hip-hop dancing. I got her into so many different things. She's also an artist, and now she's a freshman in high school, cheerleader. Shout out to my baby. I love you. But, like, it's just, I don't like, and especially when because like I tell you, like I've been saying, and you're going to hear me say it a few times, I've been here my whole life. I went to high school in Hollywood. I was raised in the industry. Like, if you look up my last name is Dozier. I have family that wrote for Motown. I lived on the street where Ray Charles' studio was. So, like, I've been in this industry, whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and I know how it can eat you up and chew you and spit you out. And I hate when I see people from out of the states, out of the country, come here thinking it's just going to be, hey, I'm the cute girl in Halifax, so I'm going to make it. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. You see what I did there? So sometimes it doesn't work that way because you're just focused on one thing. But when you allow yourself to be diverse, then it's like, yo, I may have not worked in this field, but now look, I'm popping in this. But that's why I want to give you props on that. So you came here, Canada, knew you were on it to be all of these things, the jacks of all trade.
Yeah, actually, I didn't. The whole dance thing was not planned.
No?
So my big dream, right, was like to do movies and be an actress. And even though I grew up singing and dancing, I never had a dream to be a professional dancer or singer or anything. That was just hobbies that I enjoyed. And, when I got a little bit older, like starting to go to the nightclubs, I really loved dancing and the music.
Right.
Like I was like taken to, like once I got into electronic dance music, like EDM stuff and not like the annoying EDM, like the good stuff. But once I got into, electronic
so there's a
music,
difference?
Yeah.
There is. Okay.
We're gonna my genre taste. We could talk about genres in a little bit.
Please, because I need to know the difference between.
But once I found that community and I was in that world, I was like enamored. And I actually started a dance company just because I wanted to be on stage and have room to dance.
Well, let the people know the name of your dance company.
Yeah, so this was in Canada. So I did this in Canada. That company doesn't exist anymore. I started a new company here, and I'll try to tell you. I'll tell you the story.
Go ahead. We have time.
Okay, we have time.
We have time. I'm in no rush. Are you?
Nah.
Okay, go ahead. We have plenty of time. The floor is yours.
Okay, yeah. So like with dancing, like that was just always something that I did for fun, and I never had a dream to pursue anything professional in dancing. Once I got into nightlife, I was like, this is freaking awesome. I want to party, I want to dance, and I want room, and I want to be on the stage. So I actually, I went to Germany for this hosting job, and I went to a nightclub there, and I saw for the first time in my life these go-go dancers on this big stage in this huge super club in Germany. And I was like, oh my God, whatever that is, I want
to be that,
yeah,
right.
I was like, that's cool. And so I went back to Canada, and I actually was, I started a business in the memory of my grandfather, who was a freestyle dancer when he was my age. And
it's in your blood.
And so I started a company in his honor based on the dancers I saw in Europe. And that enabled me to just really, be immersed in the music, which I loved. I was a singer-songwriter as a kid, right? So I loved the music. I loved the dance scene. I had room to dance. I was making money. I was employing my friends. And so that's just kind of how that company started. And it was never in my mind,
It just happened organically.
Yeah, it just happened. It just naturally formed itself. And then when I came to the U.S., I was like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm not partying anymore. I'm not dancing. I'm going to be an actress. And so I was pursuing acting, and it was quite difficult as far as like visas and everything like that goes. So under the table, I was looking for extra work because I couldn't get my work visa legally. It took me 3 years to get a legal work visa.
God damn, America. You got to get better at that.
It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, like.
Biden?
We could talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. No, it is. It is. You make it easy for a lot of other people, but we're not going to go there. But go ahead.
It was very hard. And so to supplement, I was looking for extra work, and I knew how to dance. So I was just trying to get work as a dancer under the table or just however I could, and then by the time I ended up getting my green card, which was many years later, I had so many dance contacts and entertainment nightlife contacts that I was like, well, maybe this is a sign and I should just go with the flow.
Yeah, go all the way in.
And start another business and have this entertainment company. I don't know why or what, but one day maybe the universe it'll all be clear to me. And so I started my company, which is called Flaunt Entertainment.
Flaunt, let's go ahead. Flaunt Entertainment. I love that name. That's a great name.
Flaunt Entertainment. If you got it, flaunt it.
Hey, now, it ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, and that's just how that started. And honestly, I continued performing for several years, and it was just something that was another passion. I love music. I love to dance. I love that nightlife scene, you know, and that just kept me on the stage. I love to dress up.
Right. And it's hard. Once you get to the age where you're experiencing like the nightlife, it's hard to not like that shit. Because I remember when I was a kid, like when I was into video games, and then from video games, we started getting into fashion, like our early teens, like the polo and the Tommy. But then, like, when we got to the age where it was like, not only can you get dressed, but you go out and see other people dressed in these nightclubs and hear the music that you hear in your headphones. It was like, yo, like, I kind of love this shit. So I had a lot of friends during that time become, whether it was rappers or beat makers, because it was like, now we're at that age where we can not only enjoy it in our living room, we can go out and enjoy it amongst friends and strangers. So I get it. It's hard to not like that life, especially when you get to experience it, especially in big cities and big clubs like Germany and America.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, Europe is like a vibe.
Boy.
I love Ibiza.
Boy, come on now. So, okay, and it's crazy that you brought up the go-go dancing, because my last guest, she started off as a backup dancer for a lot of hip-hop groups, and she was introduced to go-go dancing by, I believe, like New Edition, someone that's probably before your time, but that's how she got introduced to the arts. She became a go-go dancer for New Edition, then she started writing songs, then she started singing, and now she's a performer. So, like, it's like... it's like I'm seeing the same thing from the last interview, and that's great. So, okay, let's talk about, now, you say you like acting as well.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about some acting that you've done so far? Or
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get into that.
For sure. Yeah, I've always liked action, so I write action movies,
Really?
action and sci-fi. That's my most favorite
Not
genre.
rom-coms.
No
romantic comedies.
Honestly, I've never really watched a lot of rom-coms. They're not really my thing.
You never watched The Notebook?
I've never seen The Notebook. No.
Oh my God, it's one of the greatest films ever.
That's what I hear.
It's one of the great, and I'm like,
I don't know. I'm just more of an action girl, more of a sci-fi girl.
well, I'm more of a hardcore dude. Like, I like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood.
Hardcore, yeah.
But like, I'm not into the rom-coms because I hate a happy ending every fucking movie.
It's very cheesy.
It's cheesy, but
cheesy.
Notebook is cheesy, but great cheese. It's like,
I'm good.
huh? She said she's not gonna even give it a chance. Hey Cole, what's the nigga that played Ken in the Barbie movie? Him.
Ryan Gosling.
That guy. Well, he's the guy in Notebook. So just so you know, Ryan Gosling, she said she's not going to even give it a chance.
No.
Fuck you and Amy Adams.
But you know what? It's
Yes. She said it, not me. Go ahead.
sometimes I do feel like I might be good acting in those kind of movies. Even though I've always pursued an action career, now I'm like, wait, should I be the one that's falling in love?
No, you should be the one stabbing the person who's falling in love. Okay. Let's get back to action. Like, you love my ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna
killed my rom-com career.
Yeah, fuck that. No, we're talking action now, because the first Street Fighter movie sucked. But no, she said she is not into the rom-com shit. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it a buck. Yeah. You love action films.
Action. Yeah,
I love action.
A lot of really fun action ideas and.
You like Jason Statham?
I do, yeah.
Is he the greatest action hero we have now?
I think Tom Cruise is pretty great, to be honest, as far as action goes.
Thank you for mentioning Tom, because to me, I don't believe Tom is the greatest action hero of all time. I believe Tom Cruise is the greatest male actor of all time.
He just has big balls, you know what I mean? Like, well,
I know. Well, he does his own stunts, which is crazy. He's crazy. But not only that, not only on the action films, I love Tom since like The Outsiders, since Top Gun, since like, what's the one where he was the bartender? Oh God, Cocktails. Goddamn, you're good. I'm not gonna remember it. Believe me, I've
never seen it, but I know of it.
You've never seen it?
No.
Well, I have. I've seen all the movies I named, even if I don't remember the fucking name. But Tom was not only the lead in these movies, he made these movies what they were. And like,
he's awesome. I love him.
And he is still going.
And it was so good.
Vanilla Sky.
I haven't seen that one either.
No.
Should I watch that one? I heard it was good.
It's amazing.
Okay,
it's just anything Tom Cruise is in. I mean, if you look at Tropic Thunder, he was the fucking producer with the big.
I love that movie.
And he is so good at everything. So like, the fact that you brought up Tom Cruise, it just makes me like, because to me, he's the greatest male actor ever. Because
I'm happy to
he's so
love him.
versatile. It's just like he's not just the rom-com guy. He's not just the MI3 guy. He's everything when it comes to acting.
Yeah,
and
he's a great actor. Absolutely.
He's the greatest.
Yeah.
Well, he became the greatest once. What's his name? The Mork and Mindy guy died. He was in that. I'm bad with names. Robin Williams.
Robin Williams also amazing.
He's the great. He's so good. He's so good. But once he left, Tom took the title of greatest actor. But no.
Wait, but what about? I don't know why I'm forgetting her name right now. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep, because I think Meryl Streep is the best actress. To be honest, I think.
As far as females, yeah. I mean, I don't think if it's
no, I think
not even,
male, female doesn't matter. I think
Really?
Meryl Streep is top. She's everything.
The Devil Wears Prada was great.
She's everything.
Death Becomes Her. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have. That's a funny movie.
How great was she in
That's
that?
a really good movie.
Was she good in that?
She's just
or
a good actress. You
She
know, like Tom does
is.
the stunts and stuff like that, but like there's something about Meryl. She's just so like when you just I don't know. She's amazing.
different. Yeah, she
changed.
like she make you believe the character.
Yeah, like she's just. I think she's the best.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
you might have made a big point there because
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, Meryl is like she's untouchable.
She is. She
And
really
I know I mentioned it, but like the Devil's Wear Prada.
She's like on like
She's on
she
a
made
whole
a deal
nother
with
level.
the devil. Like she is on some
She's
nother
on
level.
a whole nother level.
She's
Okay, and I'm only asking this because I really want to know because I not only love great actors, but I also love terrible actors. I do. I got to appreciate the bad ones as much because as much as I love the Oscars, I love the Razzies.
Oh, I've never seen Razzies.
You know what that is?
I would hope I would never ever receive a Razzie. That does not.
But you know
sound
what
good.
the Razzies are.
Well, I'm assuming it's for bad actors.
Exactly. Well, let me give you a short example with the Razzies because
Horrible. I'm
let's
never
say
getting an
okay,
award like that.
the Oscars are held on Sundays, right? And it's giving props to all the great actors and directors and producers and writers. But on that Saturday before, you have the Razzies, which is dedicated to all the bad movies, the bad actors.
Wow.
And I'm going to give you a short story. It's going to be short, I promise. Like I said, my wife, she owns a beauty salon, right? And our landlord, well, her landlord, is the first Catwoman, Julie Newmar. That's our landlord. She was the first Catwoman. I love her to death. She loves me. Well, one year, Halle Berry did a Catwoman movie. And she was nominated for like every Razzie. Worst
wow.
soundtrack,
Ouch.
worst script, worst actor, worst director.
Really?
So we all thought it was a great idea to go to the Razzies with the original Catwoman. So we took a limo there. We were with Julie Newmar. People who know cinema, they know Julie was a glamazon. She's up there with like Marilyn Monroe. Like we're talking about the early 60s. So I go to the Razzie Awards, right? And no actor has the balls to show up because they all like when people jock them and like give them praise. They don't want to hear about the bad movies. They only want to hear about the great movies, except Nick Cage. He'll accept it all. But like,
I mean, honestly, if I was nominated, I'd probably still go. It's funny.
well, it is until you have an ego this big.
Oh, well.
Until you have magazines and everyone telling you how great you are. You don't want to hear about how bad you are. Believe me.
But you gotta accept the good with the bad, though. You know, like if you did a bad movie,
Yeah, they understand it, but they don't want to hear about
doesn't
it.
mean you're a bad actor. Like
No, it
forever.
doesn't.
Like,
It just
Halle
means
Berry's not a
you
bad
dropped the ball
actress.
this time, you
That's
know.
right. You did a bad movie.
You did. Hey, Cody Bellinger doesn't hit a home run every time he's up bat.
Exactly.
Sometimes he strike out.
Yeah.
So I'm at the Razzies. I'm with Julie. Everyone's going crazy. The first Catwoman. So that year, the Catwoman movie with Holly, it won worst movie, worst actress, worst screenplay, worst everything. So when they were when they were giving out the award for worst actress, out of nowhere, she comes from the back. She showed up. Everyone goes crazy. And if you pull it up on YouTube, you can hear this one person in the front saying, "No fucking way," because no one knew she was there. That person is me. And I'm at the Razzies right in the front. And it was just dope to see someone at that level accept the fact that Halle Berry was there. She accepted her award for the Razzie. But check this out. She walked out holding her Oscar because she had won the Oscar 2 years before that for Monster Ball. So she walked out holding the Oscar and said, no matter what y'all say about me, you can never take this from me.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
And it was the greatest speech ever.
It doesn't mean you're like,
no, but it's just a play on everything, and it made it.
It's funny though, like the words are like, they're not like making fun of people. They're like a joke, right?
No, they're basically telling the truth. They're saying, hey, you guys don't put out good shit all the time. So we're going to have, I get the Oscars is about all the great shit you guys do, but let's talk about the bad shit you guys do as well.
I don't understand why more people don't show up. Like, it sounds like a funny time. You know?
It's the best. It might be popular now. This was fucking shit. This is over 10 years ago. Right? We're talking about
it. Fun.
But it was dope.
I wouldn't want one, but like.
You wouldn't? I would love. But back to what I was saying.
No.
I love bad movies just as much as I love great movies. So we talked about all the actors we thought were great. Tom. What's her name? Shit, I'm bad with names. Meryl. I'm sorry, but I forget people really fast. Meryl, I won't forget you ever again until 20 minutes from now. But there's a guy who I believe is the worst actor ever. And you don't have to comment on this. This is just me. But he casts great movies. Seth Rogen, to me. And you probably love him. You're Canadian, so he's probably like the greatest human being in it. And I only brought that up because you're Canadian. I'm just trying to start some shit.
I saw that at the interview. I saw that one.
No, I passed on that.
So I haven't seen many of his movies.
Knocked Up.
I just saw that one that he just did, the one about the GameStop.
I haven't watched that one.
Actor.
You don't?
No.
Well, to me, I don't think he's a bad actor. It's like Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube, but there's a certain person that plays one character in every fucking movie, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And I just believe Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen in every movie, whether he's playing Mario from Mario Brothers or...
Yeah, but a lot of actors do that. A lot of actors play themselves over and over again.
Does that make you a good actor? If you're the same character in every movie? That's typecast,
it doesn't
right?
Make you an award-winning actor.
Oh, so you're only a good actor if you won an award?
No, I never said. I said it doesn't make you an award-winning actor. You can be a good actor and play yourself in every movie. It doesn't make you a bad actor.
No.
A bad actor is when you watch it and you're like, ooh, like there's something off about the scene. You know, like when you're a good actor, you don't have to be a great actor, but when you're a good enough actor, right? The scene you will supersede the character, right? Like when you're watching it, and you watch TV and you can tell when it's bad. You can tell. You know something.
Like a soap opera.
Like it's like there's a show I'm watching right now. And
the Kardashians.
I hate to call them out, but
I will. The Kardashians.
No, that's not a show.
It is. If it's on TV, it's a show. But it's scripted.
But that's different.
It's
I mean,
scripted.
like acting, like real acting.
Like real acting.
Okay, I won't name names, but like you can just see on a show, you can see when the acting is either overdone, right? It just takes you out of it a little bit. It takes you out of the world. So when you're out of the world, the same thing with the music, right? When something is off on the show, it'll take the viewer out of the world. As long as you don't do that as an actor.
See, that's what my problem with Seth is, because like if I'm watching a movie, right? Like we mentioned Tom. If Tom Cruise is playing a pilot in one movie, but he's an axe murderer in the next movie, I don't expect to feel the axe murderer is the same person as the pilot, because they're completely different people. One flies planes, one chops up women at night. But with Seth, I feel no matter what the fuck the movie is, he is Seth Rogen every time. So that's why I say he's the worst, but he's the worst to the point to where I will watch all of his movies because I love him for being that bad.
I don't think he's that bad.
Of course not. He's Canadian.
A little hard on him.
Am I?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And it's just,
maybe he just needs a role where he can just break out and be another character. Maybe he hasn't been given the opportunity.
No. You know why? Because he writes all his movies. And that's the genius behind him.
How can you be upset at somebody that has so much talent?
I never said I was upset.
Writing their own movies.
Well, I never said I was upset. I believe. Listen.
But you're hating on him.
Oh. That's the word that a lot of people like to use. And like Common said, he said, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. I can't hate on him because I also said I love him.
You gotta respect the man.
I've never said I didn't respect him, but I love him for being that person who can say, fuck Hollywood, fuck what you expect. I'm going to not only play the same character in all of my movies, but I'm also going to write all of the movies and put myself in them. So, like, I'm not saying it as hate. I swear to God, I love Seth. I think he's brilliant. I love him. And I love how bad he is.
I haven't seen him win any awards, so.
Well, yeah, I'm.
Maybe he has. Seth, have you won acting awards before? You can
There's
comment.
some bad guys that won awards. Let's not get into the awards again, because I'll tell you, some of you niggas ain't got awards and don't deserve it. I mean, Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, and people still gave him an award that night, but that's a whole other thing.
That is another thing.
Okay, so.
Okay, wait, where were we? Back to my acting.
Yeah, let's go back to your acting.
Right.
Canada.
Yes. Yeah. You can find my IMDb. I haven't done anything crazy. I haven't done any special, fantastic, big, huge blockbuster studio movies.
Well, that's only the Marvel movies at this point. Because what is blockbusters other than comic books?
It's sad now. Our industry has definitely changed.
The industry is dead, basically. If you're not doing, because now they're talking about remaking all of the Avengers movies. Can you believe that? It's like at a certain point, how many comic books?
How hurting do you have to be?
So wait, no. You may have not done any blockbusters, but you have done some film. You have an IMDb. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about any of them or just name them?
Yeah, I would say one thing that I think I'm the most proud of that is out there. I have a couple of films that I actually haven't released yet that I need to put on my YouTube. Those will be out soon.
Go ahead. Talk your shit.
But I think one thing that I really, really loved that was one of my most favorite projects was a comedy that I wrote called California Roll. And you can find this on my YouTube. I left it up on purpose.
I can't wait to see it. Can you mark that down for me? Oh, I will watch it later
California Roll.
And you wrote and starred in it.
I wrote it, I produced it, I co-directed it, and I starred in it. And it's a comedy. And if you live and grew up in LA, you get all the jokes because it's a very LA-ism joke show. It's about two girls, one born and raised in Los Angeles, and one transplant that's brand new to LA.
I cannot wait to watch this because if it's a movie written about my city and growing up here.
Very LA. And she's pursuing acting, and it's a comedy, and it's all about driving in your car. Okay. California Roll, and it's on YouTube. Yeah, so it is on my channel. You can see the full first season, and it's funny. It's just like every episode is shot in the car. And so they're driving to something, doing something. Oh, that's, you know what's crazy? That's kind of original. It is really original. And I would have loved to do more seasons. Why don't you? It was just I didn't have funding. You know, I paid for it myself, and it costs money to make movies. It really does. It costs money to do anything that you love. But hey, the way that sounds to me, hey, you might have an investor. I mean, that sounds great. So let's talk about something else. So you acted and directed and wrote California Roll. Mm-hmm. What else? I have another project I'll release that I wrote called Habits. I've done some short films, but my next goal is to produce a feature because I've produced some like shorts and, web series. I've acted in other movies and stuff, other people's films, but I write feature films, so I want to produce my own movies full length. And that's a great thing because I have a few scripts that I wrote myself, and I'm not saying that being funny. I really wrote 3 scripts. My first script I wrote, and I'm not going to give details because a lot of the things that I wrote back in the day, I felt like it's too late to put out because they already have something come out similar to it. So it's like at one point I wrote it. You can change it. Yeah, but in my genre, there's a big thing called biting and mimicking. So it's like if I came out with, let's say I had a script about a guy who ran a label, a music label, then they're going to compare that to, what was the shit that used to come on? I'm really bad at names, but there was, what was the shit with,
not Power, but it was the light-skinned guy with the green eyes. I can't remember. It was on Channel 11, Fox. Oh, fuck, I'm so bad. It was like a musical hip-hop shit. God damn, what was it called? We're going to edit this part. That's why I love it. That's why I'm glad this is not live.
Idea.
You know what I'm saying. It's Terrence Howard was in it. Look it up. We'll edit this shit. I don't give a fuck. It's not live. But it was basically a script that I wrote because it was basically written about like a Puff Daddy character who ran a record label, who had all of these artists. And it was the behind the scenes of what goes on behind these record labels. And it, not Power, Empire.
Empire.
You don't know what that is. But anyway.
But, you know, your script is still originally you. And even though, yeah, I mean, maybe partly the idea was already written and stuff, you could still, you know, with the depth of your characters and your original storyline, there's no reason you can't still make it.
Now that since we're getting into it, there was a song by the Tribe Called Quest. And in the song, Q-Tip said, industry rule number 4080, record company people are shady. Well, the name of my script was 4080, and it was based on the people behind the scene who runs the industry, who are pretty shady characters. So that was my whole script, and that was what Empire turned out to be. So
okay, yeah.
So it wasn't
I also wrote a script about the music industry and the darkness of it.
Did you?
But that doesn't, just because Empire came out doesn't mean that I can't make my movie.
Well, no, it doesn't mean that. But like, I'm more into like, I want to hit people with some originality.
Yeah, something
and
no
like,
one's ever seen before. But
exactly.
You just gotta make it a movie that no one's. You know, you just have to make the script original.
Yeah,
the
script,
idea.
but what if the concept is the same?
Someone falls in love. You know, like every rom-com concept is the same. But are they still making rom-coms? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
we're talking about like. I'm talking about as far as like, and I don't want to make it like a black or white thing, but when it comes to black screenwriters and directors, there's only so many of us. So if I wrote a gang movie, even though I'm from LA and I am entranced and I am raised in the gang culture, if I try to put that script out, you know what they're going to tell me? Oh, it's another Boys in the Hood. No, but the guy from Glendale can write his seventh rom-com, and they're going to get funding, and it's going to be, because believe me, there's more.
Those movies do make money because there's a formula.
I know, but it's just we're put in a certain box to where it's like we've seen it all before. I know, and it's hard for you guys to understand what I'm saying, but I know screenwriters.
I'm a female in a male-dominated industry, you know, like, and on top of that, like I'm not a white person either.
You're not?
You know, so I'm half. I'm 50%, but you know, a lot of people look at me and they don't see that.
They don't.
You know, but that to me doesn't matter. That's irrelevant, right? Like. You just got to pursue what you want to do. You want to make the movie, make the damn movie.
Yeah, it sounds good, but then at a certain point, you're going to be pursuing that movie for 15 years, and 15 years of your life is going to go by. You're going to be like, yo, I've been trying to pursue this movie, but then you're like, now I'm 45, and it's like I'm still trying to.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
Yeah, and like I said, and I'm not knocking anyone. People
there's always room for another movie. It's art.
It's art, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but the movie industry to me is dead.
A music industry movie doesn't mean you can't do another one. It doesn't mean.
Well, to me, I believe it is. So I scrapped that script.
Aww.
You can have it. Cole, you can try to put it out and switch up the characters. You can go from being John Doe to Josiah. And make it your own. So, okay, now, IMDb, you have a few movies on IMDb. So when did you first get into DJing?
So I started probably around like March this year.
Oh, so you're new to it.
Absolutely, brand new.
And what made you get into it? Was it the pandemic?
No. So I was dancing. Right, and performing, as you know, and then I had an accident that took me off the stage from performing as a dancer. I ended up getting surgery and just made the decision that I would not go back to performing as a dancer.
Or was that bad of an injury?
Yeah, it just, it just
enough to make you say no.
Yeah, it's been, I was injured for over a year. I've been recovering for over a year. It's been a few years now, and I'm just kind of like, well, I don't think I'm going to go back. I'm just at a point where I'm doing other things in life now. And, so I just made the decision to be easier on my body and not continue pursuing performing as a dancer. And I really missed being on stage. I missed being, with the music. It was just such a gap in my life, as we talked about earlier, being in love with dance music and nightlife, and I just missed it. I missed it. And I wanted to be with the music again. And so I picked up DJing because I just needed to be near the music.
And I think I mean, I love the DJ. I have actually a few female friends that are DJs. Cece Sheffield, shout out to Cece. Caroline Diamore, she's a DJ. Shout out to Paris Hilton, she's a big DJ now. Who else? I have a few friends that are all female DJs. Everyone I named are all females, and they're doing really well, and I support them wholeheartedly. And I think it's dope to be a female DJ because, I am from the 80s. To where the only female DJ was Spinderella, who was part of Salt and Pepper. So now I'm seeing more female DJs, and they're not just pretty faces. They're actually doing the work. And I know I've looked at your bio, I've looked at your page, and I see you doing the work. Like, you're really up there mixing, and I'm like, she like not just one of these faces. Like, you got some of these TikTok girls that's just like hitting play on their iPhone, and they're like, I'm a DJ, but they don't even have the equipment. And I've watched some of your live streams, and like I've said, look, I've seen your first. You were on a rooftop somewhere, and I was like, okay, that's dope, man. I appreciate, I really, really, really commend you for that because it's not easy to, we talked about going and enjoying parties. A party isn't a party without the DJ. If you're a DJ and you don't know you can't read the crowd, you don't know what song to play at this point, you don't know how to get people up, if you can just see that, like, they not feeling this and switch, then you're not a real DJ. But if you can really control the crowd, because that's what the DJ is there to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a skill that I still have to develop, right? So when I started DJing, I wanted to be with the music, and I was on my live stream, and I used to chat and, sing and like kind of just like dance and just do little things on my live stream. But I ended up starting to work for a virtual reality app called Pico VR, where we were in
Pico
a studio.
VR.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing, right now they're currently not doing live streamers at the moment. I don't know if that'll change. It just changed. We just ended that contract.
Well, you know who's doing live stream DJ sets? The Why Not Media, the Why Not Studio.
Okay.
We are going to start. Yeah, we're going to talk about that off because, like I and then like
talk about
no,
that.
100% because and like I know it was can come across as being kind of a dick, but like honestly, I like to get props when props are due, and like I really checked you out, and like I know how hard it is to be a DJ. I watched your DJ, like I said, and like this is something that we talked about, and I was like, I can't wait to talk to her after the cameras go. So I just wanted to give you your props on your DJing skills, and like you said, it takes time to develop it, but for what I've seen from what I'm watching and what I see, like I think you have it. I think you can make this into something. So like, if you want to go ahead and give your Instagram for your DJing, go ahead. Let everybody know where they can find you.
My socials are DJ DENYC. So I spell my name as an artist, Denice, DENYC. And I can tell you the story on that spelling for sure.
Please, because I was just going to say, wait, DENY.
I'll tell you the story. But to recap the whole, like, how I got started with my live stream, that's the reason I picked it up was, one, I really missed performing and I missed being close to the music. And two, I was live streaming and I wasn't dancing anymore and I didn't really know what I should do. And so that's when I was like, I think I'm going to try DJing. I never thought I would ever DJ in my entire life. I was like, that was not thought. And I've had, being, in the industry for so long, right? I've had so many people ask, like, why don't you DJ? I have a million friends that are DJs. Everyone.
Shout out to
all my
Denice.
friends are DJs, and they're like, why don't you do it? And I was like, no. Like, I want to dance. I just want to hang out. And so doing this is like a lot for me because, it's a lot of responsibility. Like you were saying, as
Not
a DJ,
easy.
like you're responsible to like make everyone dance and make everybody happy. And like,
Yes, you are.
gotta like focus on like what song. Like it's a lot for me. I
It's
feel
a
like
lot of work.
maybe it's because I have ADHD. I don't know what it is, but like concentrating on the board is so freaking hard.
And not only that,
I'm
you're
like,
you're not in trance with the music. Everyone outside, they're dancing to the
having a
music.
good time, and you're like,
And
oh
you're
my
like,
God,
what
I
am I
have
gonna
what
play
song's
it?
next? Yeah, like,
Exactly.
it's honestly difficult for
It's
me.
a fucking job.
It's a job.
People don't understand how hard it is to rock a
Mixing,
crowd.
Yeah, and making sure everyone's happy.
And make sure that the break
not
come in at the.
screwing
It's,
up. Yeah. Oh my
believe
God.
me, I
It's been a
understand it.
lot. Yeah. It's
That's why I would
definitely been a
never
lot.
attempt to. We have a DJ equipment right here. Shout out to DJ Dirty Z. But I would never in my life attempt to DJ. I wish I had some of my cousins here because there was a time where like we have a lot of cookouts in my family and like I still have a lot of music equipment. I still have a music studio with all the recording things. But like I used to bring my DJ in the.
Really?
Oh yeah, I do it all.
We should record some music.
No, I'm being dead ass serious. I have it all. But honestly, yeah, we should. For real. Like listen. I have my own intro music. But but no, there was maybe 2 or 3 parties. Shout out to my cousin Monique, my auntie Leslie, where they were like, yo, we're going to have a cookout. And I was like, yo, I'm going to DJ. I've never heard a DJ Poole more than me. I was one of those, I try to DJ like the niggas on the radio, where it's like you play half of the first verse and then you come in with the second song. But I forgot, like, in the black parties, they're like, yo, nigga, you can't be cutting that song short. We want to hear this. Like, what are you doing? So I was like, I was fired from my DJ role in my family after the second party. And they can vouch, they can really verify it. They'll be like, yo, yeah, he was the worst DJ in the history of backyard DJs. So I understand how hard it is.
Yeah, it's been hard. And I'm self-taught, so I just kind of just been doing it. Yeah, figuring out things on my own. But it's been really good. And honestly, like I am loving it. I am really loving it.
How can you
and
not?
So it has been really fun. And I'm getting at the point now, I think, where I am a little more comfortable on the board, and there's still so many things like
There's so much you have to learn.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm by no means at like an expert level, like I'm still a beginner in my eyes.
Hey,
but I am, I'm ready to like get out there and start, playing for like people,
That's
not just on my
dope.
live stream, because I am live on Twitch. I do still stream on Twitch.
now did you
even if
give
people
everyone
isn't
your Twitch
working.
account as well as your?
It's the same. All my socials are the same. DJ DENYC.
DENYC.
Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, SoundCloud,
Okay.
TikTok.
Don't forget, subscribe to this because she is the next one up.
Yeah.
But no, I'm honestly, I think you have it all. You have the good charisma, you have the skill, and I just hope like we can all get together and do some things here because as you see, I have a great space.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a party here.
100%. Afterwards, hey, honestly, and is there
I like this
anything
space a
else we
lot.
could talk about? Because there's other places of this I would love to show you because, like, I think this is going to be a relationship we can keep going as far as, like, what you are into as far as your DJing in our space. Because there's things we want to do here. I know everyone is familiar with NPR, right? The Tiny Desk thing on YouTube. So we're going to start doing, like, some NPR type things here. But like we're gonna focus on independent artists.
Very cool.
We want the big artists, of course, but like let's focus on the independent guys, the small guys, the small, and we're gonna get this going. So DJ DENYC
Yeah.
on all the socials.
Yeah.
And
Denice.
and like we're not done.
Denice.
If there's more things you would love to talk
Okay,
about,
let
because
me
I
tell
have,
you.
keep going, because
Let
I
me
have
tell you
nothing but
why
time.
it's spelled Denise.
Please, because I wanted to question you on
Because
that. Somebody told me
no
not
one's ever
to.
gonna get it right. No one's ever gonna pronounce it when they see DENYC.
No, explain it, please.
It's like, what did you think it was?
I thought you were from New York.
Okay.
I didn't know you were
probably the
Canadian,
most
and I'm like, yo,
common.
she's gotta be from Brooklyn. Like she's like Denise from Brooklyn.
But like, even if you thought this is where I don't understand the thought process of DENYC. If you think I'm from New York though, and it's DENYC, what do you think it like? Do you think it just is like spelled out like that, or like how is it pronounced, and how does it mean I'm from
I
New
thought
York?
it was like an acronym for like, yo, I'm D, New York City.
Okay.
Like I didn't think it. I never thought it was Denise. I never looked at that and was like, "Yo, that means Denise." I thought it was like D New York. Like
Okay.
so that's what it was.
So that's very common. I get DENYC. I get DENYC. I get I get all of that stuff. But it was meant to throw people off. So originally, and for people that know me for a long time, they used to know me as this because it didn't used to just be my DJ name. It used to be the way I actually spelled my name. So when I was growing up, I went to a private school. We wore a uniform. I was the kind of girl, I wanted to express myself. I would like put stickers on my face or wear a lot of rings. And they were like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this. So they wouldn't let me express myself.
Private school sucks.
Yeah, it was very restricting. And so I was like, okay, well then I'm going to spell my name in a really weird way and you can't stop me.
Right.
So I was 12 years old when I looked up this little name spelling book. I looked up all the ways to spell Denise. And I made something up that wasn't there.
Wow, that's fucking epic. That's dope as shit.
So I was
So at 12, you were like, yo, I'm Denice.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to spell it
Pronounced
this
Denise.
way. You can't stop me from doing this.
Yo, that's dope
This
as
is how I
shit.
spell my name. And that was how I, wanted to be different. I wanted to be different when I was young. And so it just stuck. That's how I spelled my name all throughout school. And then when I graduated and I was pursuing acting, I actually was like printing out my headshots, my first headshots. And I was like, there's no DENYC that spells that, like no one else spells
We have
DENYC.
Denise Richards and all the other
No one spells it
DENISEs.
DENYC. So why do I need a last name?
And you just, that's
And
time.
I dropped my last name.
And you just became Prince.
And I was Denise, yes.
You're
And I
Prince,
was just
Madonna.
Denise, yeah. And so it was like that for quite a while. And then when I moved to LA, casting directors, they had a really hard time with it. Every
Did they
time
really?
they'd be like, "What's your name?" And I'd be like, "Denise." And then they'd be like, "Well, what's your last name?" And I'd be like, "No, there's
It's
no
just
last name."
Denise.
They didn't like that. People,
Really?
they would, it was hurting me.
Those guys can be dicks
It
sometimes.
was hurting me. for
God, those
jobs.
casting directors can be
Yeah.
dicks.
It was really, really tough. People just didn't get it. They didn't want to get it. It was like mind blowing for them. Like, what's your last name? Like, there's no last name. No, that doesn't
Right,
work.
no, this is what I am and who I am.
So, and then I started spelling it Denise, like DENYC, DENISE in place of the last name. But then people started calling me Denise. And I was
Denise.
like, no, it's just Denise.
It's like Lisa.
It was driving me insane. So after a few years of that, I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go back to regular Denice Poole.
100%.
I said, I'm not a little girl anymore. It's fine. I can express myself in other ways.
So
And
you
we'll just
went
go
back to the
normal.
original spelling. Oh, you let them. You let them
they
win.
won. They
you
won.
let them win.
They won. Yeah. I
Well,
just
from
got
now
tired of it.
on, you are back.
I am back.
You are
baby.
back. DENYC. Fuck the haters. This is Denise, the real.
That's right. But you know what I regret now? I regret like leaving it and coming back because now all the social media handles are taken.
Right. So someone else is claiming DE.
Someone else is DENYC, and it drives me crazy. They got 2 followers. It drives me crazy.
Yo, ain't no way there's no way we can
it's
just flood their
fine.
DMs and be like, yo,
fine.
we jacking you for this name. You're no longer going by this. If you don't change it by noon,
It's
we're going to be
okay.
at your front door. We can't threaten them and get your name
I mean,
back.
could you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you wanna help
I'm
me?
very intimidating.
help
I'm
me?
actually 6'4" when I stand up. Like, I might not
If-
look that big, but I'm a big nigga when I stand up.
If I could get all the socials as DENYC, I would. But
Let's
for
do it.
now, we got DJ DENYC. It is
Whoa.
now. It's my artist name once again. So I have both names now. I have, Denice Poole is still me, and I have my artist name now.
Because you can be DJ Denice as an actress as well, because here I go butchering some fucking dude's name, but there was this skinny ass actor. He was in a lot of them funny movies back in the day, but his name was DJ. Oh, I suck. I fucking suck. But if you've seen the guy who I'm talking about, you know exactly what he was like, the funny guy that gave the eye. He was like the skinniest man in the history of acting. But his name was DJ something. What the fuck is his name?
The funny guy that gave the eye. That's what.
What's his name, bro? He was like in those like Rob Schneider movies. Oh fuck. He was in I'm terrible. Yes. No, that's Adam Sandler. Yeah, he was in Benchwarmers. You know what I'm talking about? Well,
Okay,
that
Cole
guy.
knows who he is. Okay, I don't know.
But I'm only saying that because I guess, I don't know if he started off as a DJ, but even when he became a full-fledged actor, he kept the DJ in front of his name.
Okay,
So-
but I don't. The DJ is not. It's just Denice. It's not DJ Denice. It's just Denice. The social media handle forced me to put the word DJ in front of it, but it is not. It is just.
But the
Denice.
people that took your name,
Like, it's.
we're not gonna go to their house.
You can. We can still try. We can
we're
try
gonna do
for
that,
it.
man.
I
We're
would
coming
like
for
that.
you.
I would
All you
like it to be-
motherfuckers,
I
yeah.
don't want it to be any more confusing than it already is.
Yeah, you
It's
guys-
already
hey,
confusing.
Be prepared because we're gonna show up to your door one day, like demanding you drop your name. From now on,
just
your name is Julio. Man or female, you just go by Julio because she's taking that name from you, buddy. Man, this has been fun, man. Have you enjoyed yourself so far?
Absolutely.
Well, is there
Thank
anything
you.
else we could talk about before I show you the rest of the venue? And
I don't think so. Just follow me, guys. You know, I've been vlogging. I've been doing my DJ thing, my acting thing. I would love to get more people on board on this journey. That's kind of why I'm here. You know, just like include.
hey,
I'm inclusive. I
Just
want
a-
people to join me on the journey.
and
you know?
as much as you want them to join you, we want them to join us as well. Let's join together. Let's all be a
Join
conjoining.
hands.
Yeah, join hands and sing a song. Well, this has been the Why Not podcast. We have enjoyed your presence. Thank you a lot again, Miss Denice Poole.
Thank you.
And we have had fun. And we're gonna go to the outro music. Let's go.
How you do your work so well.